I'm
And
in the
thanks to
show.
our producer, Stover, aka Barbecue Hunk.
What is up? Rising Tides Live. Welcome to the show. Today we're talking about community service. This is our first time as a community on the streaming platform StreamYard. So shout out to StreamYard. Thank you for helping us grow our show, grow our platform. We believe a rising tide lifts all ships. We've been doing these live shows twice a week since the pandemic on the social audio app Clubhouse. We are a collection of storytellers, entrepreneurs, business owners, sales professionals, marketing professionals, and technology enthusiasts. Thank you guys for being here. Today, we're going to share business stories, business lessons about community service. We have lots of experience giving back to the community. It is a pillar of what we do at Cali BBQ, celebrating 17 years in business. For 10 years, we put on an annual event called the Spring Valley Tailgate and Barbecue Festival. That was a labor of love from everyone on our team, from everyone in the village, from other business owners. We learned a lot hosting an annual event, thousands of people in front of our restaurant, coordinating with the fire department, the California Highway Patrol, the local Chamber of Commerce, Valley Farm Market. Derek Marceau, who's a sponsor of the event, helped us put on that event. We put on an amateur barbecue contest, partnered with Kansas City Barbecue Society. A lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort went into planning that event. And it's something that we're very proud of. Even to this day, people ask, when is the event coming back? The event isn't coming back, but we will share the lessons that we learned putting on the event. And more importantly, we'll talk to the community. So really excited. Yes, that is bringing back lots of memories of what we did and how we executed, adding vendors and adding a live stage. There's our barbecue restaurant. That's Troy Street in front of the restaurant. Judge's Tent, Kansas City Barbecue Society. So lots of different barbecue brands throughout San Diego and Southern California would come and compete in this amateur barbecue contest. But let's bring up the community. Let's get used to StreamYard. Thank you guys for waiting. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to Mike Biseglia and Stover on our Cali BBQ Media team for getting the switch over. There it is. New stream, new technology, new storytelling platform. Richard, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? Who are you? What are you working on a Friday? And share a story about community service and your business.
Hi, Shawn.
What's up?
I need your help, actually. So I'm gonna try a new introduction. I've gone back to college, and they've asked us to do a 90-second introduction in front of all of our peers on this course. And I thought, I know just the place to test this.
Beautiful.
So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. Are we timing him? I'll have my producers.
No, don't worry about clocks. If it's longer than 5 minutes, just cut me off.
Okay, let's go. 90 seconds.
Right. Here we go. My name is Richard. I collect and wear pink shoes and set up richer solutions to help businesses, individuals, and the neurodivergent communities realize their excellence through consultancy, coaching, and mentoring. My job is to help guide my clients, the hero of their stories, to help them conquer their businesses and life challenges. This is done through experience of working on some of the world's biggest brands, running businesses, the coaching and training I've undertaken, as well as lived experience of being a neurodivergent. 1 in 4 businesses in the UK are disabled or neurodivergent led, yet they only account for 9% of economic activity. I want to help these businesses make their lives easier. This comes from having an autistic son and wanting to make the world better for him. Coaching has made a positive difference to me. I want to share that positivity using my skills and drive. I live by a mantra of don't be boring. And when I die, I want my headstone to read, Richard lived and made the world a slightly more interesting place. If this resonates with you, let's make your journey easier. Get in touch.
I love it. I would bring don't be boring to the front. It's one of my favorite things that you say. Bring it right next to the pink shoes.
Okay. I can roll with that. Thank you.
But I love the fact that you've added more personality, empathy, who you are as a father. I think that is something that you share in this community, but when we do the pitches, you don't talk about it enough.
No,
I think it's powerful. It makes you unique.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I had my first session on Monday, and met up with producer Cam,
Sweet.
who has been sent some gifts to take you all. So anybody that's going to Chicago, there are random stuff heading your way. And it was really good to see him and catch up. And it's really interesting, this whole conversation of giving back to the community, because I think what's really interesting, we sometimes are a little cynical in the UK. And I think how you give back, to me, should come from your brand DNA. And I'm going to sort of do a couple of examples. A few years ago, I was one of the organisers of a music festival, and I ran the health and wellbeing area. We had acts like the Sugar Hill Gang, that was pretty cool, and stereo MCs and lots of other kind of small bands. It was a small festival. I really enjoyed it, and I think I learned a lot about how complicated it is to organise people as volunteers. And I think when you talk about giving back and giving to the community, for me, I want to do something that's really personal to my story. So there's a little bit where each month I will coach or mentor somebody from the neurodivergent community, and that's on my time. And I think there's a little bit where I don't have a huge amount of money to give, and I don't actually have a huge amount of time to give, because I run a business and I'm a full-time carer, and the two things take up a lot of time. But what I can find is 3 or 4 hours a month to help people that help other people. And what I feel is that with my skills and my knowledge, if I can share that, that's my way of giving back to the community. And I don't normally talk about it, because it's something that I do that's very personal to me. And I thought what was interesting about the topic today is, do you communicate it or do you keep it to yourself? And there's no right or wrong answer. The reason why I link it back to what's in your DNA, this is part of my business's DNA, and you've just heard it in my introduction.
Yep.
And for me, I think there's something about, okay, how can you do something that uses your skills to add value to your community? And community doesn't necessarily have to be local. So some of the people that I've worked with all over the UK, and I think there's that little bit where sometimes about how can you do something that resonates with you, where you can add value. So that's sort of my beliefs and thoughts on this topic. I really like it.
Yeah, I think what's powerful, Richard, it's funny. I was at basketball yesterday with my son had basketball practice. I was talking to another dad, and he had just sold his motorcycle. He was really excited about it. And at the end of the sale, the gentleman asked him, do you need, I know this is a weird question, but do you need any flooring materials? Because that's the business that I'm in. And he's like, he thought it was a very weird question, but then we started talking about the idea of dropping a seed and letting people know what you do. Because just because he had the courage to ask a weird question with a motorcycle sale, all of a sudden now I'm talking at basketball about flooring, and I'm thinking about, do I know anybody that needs flooring? And to the point of community service, it's something that we keep to our vest. And, Americans, I don't know if we're better than, at talking about the things that we do, but you never know, like, you never know what we are doing in the community. And I do this as well. Like, we need to do a better job, me and Steven, of talking about, we're looking for other schools to partner with to give back. But if I don't talk about it, how does anyone know that?
Well, and I think that those little gestures and little things that you can do, and just an amusing one from this week, because I think it's very interesting. You can do something with your own time, or you can do something just because it feels right. And do you know the magazine Wired, the website?
Oh yeah, huge.
I got interviewed by them on Monday, and
Sweet.
There's an article that's gone up, and it's actually
Amazing.
quite funny. I'll share it with the community, and it's all about LinkedIn games, and it went up on their website today.
Wow, cool.
And this is what's really impressive. My teenager said I was cool. I just feel like I should retire now. Life will never get better. But while I was talking to this guy on Zoom, he was in San Fran. We're doing this interview, and I shared with him the Giphies that Elizabeth made for me. He's like, "That's amazing." I'm like, "You've got to meet this person." So I sent an email and introduced them to each other. Now, I don't know what's going to happen next, but Wired are like now interested in gifts and talking about it. And I think there's that little bit where when there's great people, it's great to share them.
Yep.
And, fingers crossed. I've seen the two of them email each other, so you never know. But it's those little moments that, That's what community is about. And I keep quoting Dean, and I keep quoting that rising tide lifts all ships. He's going to get repeatedly tagged on LinkedIn. Sorry, Dean. But it's such a great expression. And I think what you're talking about, Shawn, is whether it's an event that you're running for the local community where you're giving back, or whether it is the community of people that you are in and you go, hey, I know somebody really cool, you need to talk to them. It's no different.
Amazing. Thank you, Richard. I love the pitch. Keep it up. Keep practicing. Don't be boring. Bring it to the front. Steven, Barbecue Scuba Steve, mic is yours. Take 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell a quick story about community service and Cali BBQ.
First of all, how am I supposed to follow up Richard? That was amazing. That was absolutely stunning. I love the pitch. I'm Steven Swiderski, or Barbecue Scuba Steve to everyone on social media. I am the director of hospitality and events for Cali BBQ. I'm currently working on establishing and building our community relationships with all of our local schools in our area, as well as trying to establish fundraiser nights and give back nights for the schools to get more funding for supplies and to continue the further education of their students. So that is my big 2025 goal right now, is just to build more relationships with everyone. A good story with Cali BBQ, aside from the barbecue festival, which I don't miss sometimes though. I do get
a lot of work.
A lot of work. Long.
It was amazing, but it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work for one day.
Yeah.
I actually have done a lot of fundraiser nights through my previous jobs with the county, with working with recreation, and with those ties, I've actually been able to establish a relationship with the local schools that I actually partnered with while at that job that are now going to be partnering with us for their fundraisers. So I'm just happy to get those connections back in and get the ball rolling.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Steve. Spencer, what's up? How are you? 60
I'm great.
seconds. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us a story about community service.
Yeah. Thanks for having me back. And I'm glad Adam is here, although he's not. We see his dishwasher. But Adam was the one who told me about this. He said, have you ever gone on with Cali BBQ? And I said, no. And he led me this way. So the community grows.
There it is.
So I'm with Back of House. We are consultants. We work with Gordon Food Service closely, and we are consultants in the world of restaurant technology. So customers come to us for, especially independents, people that just do not have time or bandwidth or the knowledge to find a new tech solution. So they come to us. As a community service, I think being independent, I work from home. I'm on my own. I'm a remote worker. Our office is in Chicago. I'm in Vancouver. So, we don't, if there's any events, I don't really join in the Chicago area because I'm far away for us. But for me personally, I think, I was an on-call firefighter in my community for a few years. I don't think it gets more community involved than that, especially with the most vulnerable people you're trying to help. And then beyond the emergency services, obviously, there's so many opportunities to give back and help. And that was the best part, especially the school kids that came through. We did actually an event with it was grade 9 girls going to the different departments in the city, and all we wanted to do was be better than the police department. That was our number one goal. So how were the cops? You guys have fun? No, you didn't. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we had to show them better time, and they apparently, from the feedback we got, this is maybe the most jaded group you can get of like 14, 15-year-old girls who will never admit that anything was awesome. Really, we're just taken aback by the what we were able to put together, and how much fun we tried to put into just showing them what the fire department can do and get them involved. So you're getting dressed, you're putting the gear on, and you're climbing stairs today. So get ready. Yeah. I think for myself, as far as in restaurants, I've recently, I was at the Restaurants Canada show. I had the opportunity to speak, and right after that, I had someone come up and ask me if I've ever thought about being a mentor and doing a mentorship. And I was just taken aback by that. I've never thought of myself in that regard. And he emailed me afterwards, and I need to craft a good reply. As I'm thinking, like, is this me? Can I do this? And the answer, of course I can. Why wouldn't I? Like, this makes all the sense in the world. Yeah,
do it. Like, I've been through the formal training. Like, if you want to pick up a Zoom with me next week for half an hour, I will go through the pros and cons of it. What I'm going to tell you is you get to make a difference to other people's lives, and it is a fantastic thing to do. If you want to have a chat about it, I've been through all the training. I'm doing more training on it. And not only do you get to help other people, but you will learn skills that will benefit you in work, in your community, with your family. It's a brilliant thing to do. I've just got to encourage you, fella.
Oh, thank you, Richard. Awesome. Hey, look at this community coming together.
There it is.
This is perfect.
I love it. I'm happy you shared that story, and there's a reason why that person stepped up and asked you after you spoke. I'm a huge believer in energy and frequency, and when people find their community, they find something that someone says from a stage, someone says from a podcast, someone says in a video, like having the courage. We say, stay curious, get involved, ask for help. Curious people go to the stage, they hear someone speak, but then it's the very few select that actually raise their hand or stay after to follow up and then ask for help. So we can't wait to learn more about how you can impact that person, Spencer. And that's probably one of many people you will continue to impact.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that story.
Thank you.
Laura Wilbur, welcome to the stage. Happy Friday. One of our digital hospitality leaders. Welcome to StreamYard.
Thank you. Happy to be here. My name is Laura, and I believe showing up is 80% of success. And when we show up consistently, we're unstoppable. And I'm happy to have shown up twice this week. This is kind of rare for me. So good to be with you guys. And for my business, I'm in the business of showing up for my restaurant clients and bringing friends. And by friends, I mean 21 million expense account diners looking for great restaurants when they're traveling for official company business, for dine-in, carry-out, catering, and private events. I'm Director of Strategic Partnerships at Denova Corporate Dining, and we're contracted by global companies and government agencies to help their teams find great restaurants as part of official company business. I love this topic of community service, and I've had a lot of really fun hands-on experience with community service. I've shared with the group before about a program that I did when the kids were in high school called Teach One to Lead One. It was a mentorship program that taught at-risk youth 10 universal life skills on being leaders. And the idea is kids that are struggling, at home or at school or getting in trouble are really leaders. They're just leading people astray. And if they can get inspired to work on leadership skills and start leading themselves and others in the right direction, their lives will improve tremendously. Currently, I am part of a group called LEAD, and it's leadership exploration and development for emerging leaders in the hospitality industry. I've recently joined as a volunteer with this group. I would highly encourage anybody listening to check it out. It's a division of the Gleam Network. And the group, again, is just a group of hospitality leaders that believe in encouraging and inspiring emerging leaders in hospitality. We know that people working in the restaurants don't have the time and sometimes the financial resources to attend conferences like a lot of us are able to do. And so how can we bring this knowledge to people either virtually or at events in select cities? We have one coming up in Dallas on, I believe it's Wednesday, I think it's either July 11th or July 9th. I think it's the 9th. Where several leaders from different restaurant groups will be speaking. And it's for anybody in the hospitality industry looking to kind of hear firsthand how people made it to where they are today. And so that's something that's really important to me, is to kind of give back and share everything I know and everything I've learned kind of the hard way about advancing in your career and most importantly, having fun doing it and having fun at work.
Love it. That is amazing, Laura. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for sharing more about Gleam. I've heard lots of great things. I know they put on a big event, fundraising event for Chicago. So do you have information on that?
Yes. So
that's sold out?
You know what? I think there might be some bikes left. Jeff Alexander, who I know you know, is leading a he's leading a spin class on the Sunday morning at the National Restaurant Association show. And I won't be able to attend this year. Dean, I know you're going. Shawn, you're going. Anybody else in the room going?
I will be on the floor at the show at that time.
I know you're going to get there early doing live. So while other people are spinning to raise money for Lead Network as part of Gleam, which I know is kind of confusing, but it's a great, fun fundraiser. And again, the group really does exist to help encourage emerging leaders in hospitality and share knowledge and give back.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. Adam, the Wi-Fi guy. Let's see if the Wi-Fi is loving StreamYard. What's up, Adam?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. We can see you. This is a breakthrough.
I'm gonna cry. I think I'm gonna cry.
If you're part of this community and you've been watching the shows on Riverside, kudos to Adam for this is a man of persistence. A man of persistence, a man of consistency. I love it. Adam, go ahead. Who are you? What are you working on a Friday?
Gosh. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Welcome, Spencer. Thank you for coming. You couldn't see me earlier because I was running around. It's nearly 6:30 here, so I'm helping making dinner. So I was running around upstairs while trying to speak to my team at the same time and do this. So and then actually picking up my kid from the train station because she had a hard day at work. But hi, I'm Adam. I'm the Wi-Fi guy. I'm the founder of Captive Wi-Fi and a product called Table Ready. We are on a mission to help America send emails for restaurateurs in hospitality to send emails to their customers to bring them back because they don't do it. And pointing at you, Shawn, too. Everyone says, we have Toast, or we have Klaviyo, or we've got some amazing email systems, but they don't do anything with it. It's just sitting there with all this data. So we're trying to convert people to, one, collect the data via the Wi-Fi, even though America has great signal, and also help customers bring the bums back on seats. It's tough out there. It's hard. Everything's gone up on cost. So if we can.
It was going so well. Bye, Adam.
Adam, we'll see you back, Adam. Dean LeBay.
Yes.
Mike is yours, Dean. Go for it.
Hey, guys. My name is Dean LeBay, L-A-B-A-Y. I'm in New Orleans. Good to see everybody. I like the StreamYard. Sounds good. I hate that Richard left. I want to explain to him that the rising tide is not my idea. That came from you, Shawn. And I also wanted to kind of ask him that, most people in San Francisco do not call it San Fran. That's kind of a thing you just don't say. Anyway, what else I was going to ask? Hey, Laura, I want to ask you, you said you got something coming up in DFW. What's the date on that?
It is July 9th. I just was looking it up on my phone.
July
Are you going to be in Dallas?
So July 9th. Okay. All right. No, but I could be. I mean, DFW is not that far away, and I've got several people that are in the manufacturing rep business that are right there by DFW. So, I might see if I can't connect y'all up with a few of those guys. But yeah, I'm excited about NRA, getting everybody together. I'm just glad to be here. Spencer, I'm glad you're here. I've kind of got an interest in the what they call the IoT part of the back of the house. So if you're familiar with that and can help me with that, I'd sure like to talk to you about that. Good to see Maddie, and that's it. Thanks.
IoT, Internet of Things. That is something that I will be searching for on the equipment side, Dean. If I find my time, I am interested in the technology that is in equipment in restaurants. So if you're at the National Restaurant Show, if you're a vendor, let me know, send me a message. We're looking for technology that we can bring back to the community and let people know how the Internet of Things is working in equipment in restaurants. Welcome, everybody. For those that are in the green room or trying to get on stage, StreamYard allows us to have 10 people up on stage. So we are going to learn how to best utilize the platform, share, get back off stage, come on stage. This is a work in progress, as this community knows. We've had technical challenges from Clubhouse to LinkedIn audio to Riverside, but we will figure it out. We are a persistent community. So thank you. Adam, are you able to share? We'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'm going to back off so
your
somebody
Wi-Fi
can
is
get on.
working. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate you. Adam is Wi-Fi. Adam, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Go ahead. Share your community service.
Nothing likes me. Seriously.
Nothing likes
it
you.
just came up and said it said you're not connected to the internet, and I'm uploading something right now. Anyway, okay. So there's a couple of things actually that's really interesting on this one. I've got a couple of colleagues I work with in the industry who have gone up on their own for a while now, and I have I'm not really a mentor. I mean, I might be, but I'm more over a listening ear for a lot of my colleagues. Some of them have all gone on out of their own, and often hearing challenges with, I've just started. I'm doing some consultancy for a restaurant. I've just spent 75 hours on something, and I should have only charged. They've only charged them for 4 hours, right? But it's a commonality. So I've been doing this for a long time. I am blessed to have my wife working with me. She's a co-director of the company, so she's coached me over the years not to say yes to everything, and to sort of know your worth. And we spoke about it a while ago, like you know your gold, right? So I generally help a lot of people. We chat. They call me. I'm available. I'm weirdly available, like you, Shawn. They WhatsApp me, they call me. I've got a lot of people that we work with on that sort of side. So trying to help smaller groups, smaller people, founders, trying to help them, guide them in the right direction. I've learned and I've made mistakes, and I don't want them to make mistakes. So for the hospitality community, generally trying to help people know their worth and then guide them in the right way as well. There's also a really cool tool. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Acadium. It's an amazing sort of mentorship tool where you sort of use each other. They find you a person, and you guide them and mentor them, and they do online courses. So I did that last year, and I had about 4 or 5 people. An amazing girl in New York who was like trying to get into social media, and so I was mentoring her while she was helping me with certain tasks. Before that was a guy in Canada. So that product is actually really nice. You end up helping. It's a paid for serve, not very much, but you end up getting someone to help, and then you guide them through on that sort of side. So that was a really nice one. But helping in the community, specifically in our industry, trying to guide people in the direction.
We were so close. We were so close, Adam. Adam, thank you. We love you.
That was my wife. That was my wife calling my phone, interrupting.
Well, that's more important. You go answer that phone call. Thank you, Adam. We appreciate it. Jay Ashton, it's been a long time. Welcome. Can you take 60 seconds? Who are you? What are you building? And share a quick story about community service. Welcome to StreamYard, Rising Tides Live with Jay Ashton, the Canadian restaurant guy, Canada's restaurant guy, the entire country of Canada's one guy that is the restaurant.
One guy. That's all you need.
That's
all you need. Anyways, very nice to see everyone again, and it's great seeing you again, Shawn. What's working on right now? We got lots going on. I'm doing hospitality business summits right now across Canada. So we're having top restaurants, some of the biggest restaurant groups in a room for a whole 8 hours. It's like a fight. No, it's a great thing that we love seeing them get together and share ideas. We do exercises, not physical, but exercises on their business. Maybe physical next. But we've been having really big success with these right now across the country. Huge customers, and seeing them support each other in a community environment is incredible. Nothing is done like this in Canada. This is new to our Canadian market. It's kind of, Shawn, me and you kind of did one like this with Rolfie
Yep.
back a couple years ago.
Yeah. That was
we
awesome.
we made them smaller. Yeah, so we made them smaller, and we called them the Ultimate Hospitality Business Summits. And we got another one next week in Edmonton. So those have been just outstanding. The coaching program that we built for Cisco is the first for distributors across North America that we coach top-end restaurant groups weekly. It's a lot of work. But we have a lot of fun with that as well. And we learn a lot too. Podcast is doing great. But the biggest thing for me right now is also being the ambassador of the largest food show in Western Canada, coming to Calgary this September, called Next. So I'm trying to spread the word and spread the love of that huge event for those guys. And it's also, they're disrupting the food service space when it comes to expos and food shows. So they're working on that right now. And we're even talking about having a sleepover at a food show.
Aha.
How freaking cool is that?
Who's
right?
Who's HR on that one?
But you need HR for that.
You guys have HR in Canada? That's
overrated. So we're doing crazy stuff up here and trying to disrupt stuff as well. But yeah, that's what I've been working on, and lots on the plate, and also looking at launching a business school in Calgary this fall. So just working on that too, for hospitality, obviously. So
amazing. Love it, Jay. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, no worries.
Ian, what's up? Mike's yours. Go for it. 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us a story about community service.
Yeah, Ian Hawksworth. I'm with EHS Recruiting Company. We recruit top talent, managerial level for restaurants and hospitality companies nationwide. Customers, well, one thing I was going to say is in the service industry, I think there's, that overlap, community service and people that are just drawn to service in general. So I think it's not a coincidence at all that people are drawn to community service that are in the service industry. It's something that I've always prioritized at every stop I've made through my career to try to dedicate some time to it. Since we're only 2 years old with our office, the only thing we've really dove into was during the fires. We were able to raise some funds, do a little GoFundMe, and then use some of our candidates that we had at the time to coordinate meal drops for people that were impacted by the fires across Los Angeles during those events. So that was, kind of just an honor to be able to give back to the community during those tough times. But other than that, I've done cleanup events with other companies I've worked for, and kind of like manned stations where we do spring cleanups in the parks and things like that. So always just trying to make a presence for whatever company I'm representing at the time, and finding, creative ways and applicable ones where there's a little bit of crossover with, why we're showing up in those spaces. Because I think it's always valuable to be involved and engaged in the community. So something I've always enjoyed, and we're going to be looking forward to what we can do on an ongoing basis as well as we continue to develop and grow.
It's awesome. Thank you, Ian. And for those, I saw Maddie Smokes was up here on stage. I don't know if you're in the green room or backstage, but congratulations on 10 years. Maddie has been joining our Rising Tides live calls for the last month or two, and he posted a video recently. He thought he had missed his 10-year anniversary and was coming up on 11 years, but he shared a video on LinkedIn. If you're not following him, give him a follow. Follow other people in this community. They'll support you on any platform. We have a LinkedIn group chat, Slack channel, and Instagram group chat. You can email us podcast@calibbq.media, and our team will add you to those communication channels. Hildy Isaac. Hildy sells swag. Hildy, 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us a story about community service.
Hello, everybody. I feel like I don't know, like I've been out of the group for a while, but I apologize because I know, Shawn, if you're not sitting in front of your laptop, it just doesn't work for your social media presence. And I respect that. So if I can't be here, be with you guys all, then I do none. And I hope that's
Thank you.
cool with everybody.
Totally cool. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. And we're
Yeah.
learning StreamYard. Apparently there's 10 people total that can be on stage and in the green room. So we want to get as many people in to share, to give us updates, to check in, talk about the topic. And we're going to figure this out together. A rising tide lifts all ships. So thank you all for your patience and understanding with our new streaming platform. Go ahead, Hildy.
Yeah, we'll all figure it out. We've been through a lot worse than this, right?
We have. LinkedIn audio is a very challenging platform for
It
sure.
almost makes me want to go back to Clubhouse.
Yeah, Clubhouse, they changed everything. They had such a beautiful thing going that was so easy
I
for
know.
people to
It was,
join on the move, people to join while they were driving.
yeah,
No video. It was
I
just
know.
easy.
I know.
But unfortunately,
Whatever.
whatever.
Right.
It's StreamYard today. Who knows what it'll be tomorrow, but we
Who
will
kn- You'll find
we'll,
something that
we'll
fits
keep
everything.
forging forward. Yes.
You
This
will.
did
Or
a
you'll
lot.
invent it. If I know you, you'll just invent it and make
Well,
more.
we
Cali
we
BBQ
know.
Media will now have Cali BBQ streaming.
Yes, there you go. Omni-channel streaming.
Oh, goodness. So let's see. So yes, Hildy.com, hashtag Hildy swag. If you're ever really bored and you feel like seeing something, Google hashtag Hildy swag. It's really cool what comes up. I sell promotional products for a living. We've got a million different names, but I just love what I do and I do it every day and I do it really, really well. That being said, when it comes to community service, I love all the things I'm involved in. I mentor college kids that want to become entrepreneurs, and I help them in the marketing field. I wouldn't be good at their TAMs and CAMs and all of that, but wherever you are in the world, there is a way to foster the young and upcoming, even if they're in high school. So if anybody wants more information on that, I recommend it. I volunteer at a film festival because my first love is the movies. And so it's nice to help that. And my third thing is that I am very active in LGBTQ. And there's the world's largest free Pride weekend every year here in Atlanta in October. And I work from 5 a.m. until midnight for 3 days in a row. I become from this gorgeous person you're seeing to mashed potatoes by the end of the weekend, but it's for a great cause. So that's what I do. And if anybody wants to be inspired, I'm the queen who can inspire you for community giving that makes you feel good. Like, don't volunteer just because someone tells you to. Volunteer because it makes you feel good. Back to you, Shawn.
Amazing. Thank you, Hildy. And just a couple programming notes. Next week, please join us on Wednesday. Mike Biseglia is going to be leading the discussion. We're still looking for topics. If you want to host a room, let us know. Next week, I will be at Food on Demand in Las Vegas. So if you know anyone that will be in Vegas, let me know. We're always looking for good stories and good people to connect with. And obviously, a lot of people in this community will be in Chicago for the National Restaurant Association show. We will have Rising Tide meetups on the first day of the show, Saturday at the F3 booth. So we will send more information on where that is. That'll be from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. First day of the show, day 1, May 17th. Please come and join us. We're going to be taking group photos, creating content together. And then every other day thereafter, we will always have a meetup at the end of the day. Reach out, connect. It's way powerful when you find somebody from the community that you've met and heard their voice or seen them digitally, and then you get to meet in real life and experience all that is 60,000 people in one place, all talking about restaurants, hospitality, storytelling. So thank you all. Let's go ahead. Spencer, what's your tip, takeaway, homework assignment for today?
Show up on here more, I think, is my tip, because obviously connecting immediately with Richard and Dean. You know, it's I need to make more and more of these as I go along. And you know, I will give Jay a run for his money as being the other Canada restaurant guy from the West Coast. Yeah,
Fantastic.
So yeah, I'm really since I've been coming on here, I don't know, this is my third or fourth time, I think. There's nothing but positives coming here. So I really appreciate it. So that's kind of my takeaway is show up for these webinars more often.
I appreciate you, Spencer. Thanks for being here. Ian, go for it.
Yeah, I think I just gave myself a homework assignment to kind of start exploring what we want to do as an ongoing, community project. So I'm going to start looking into that and seeing what fits our business the best. We enjoy connecting people and all of that. So leveraging our connections to make an impact.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it. Hildy, takeaway, homework assignment.
Learn how to unmute quickly, because I know you, Shawn. You're like this.
Quick.
Quick. All right.
Quick.
I'm just gonna tell a horrible joke, just because sometimes it's fun. How many New Yorkers does it take to screw in a light bulb? None of your fucking business. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you, Hildy. You're awesome. Laura, you want to give an update on you just put it in the chat. I think that's a private chat just for people to know about the Sizzle and Spin fundraiser. Go for it.
Okay, cool. Yes. While we were talking, I got an update that at the Sizzle and Spin fundraiser at the National Restaurant Association show on Sunday, May 18th, there are still 5 to 10 riders that people are willing to share bikes that we can still take. And in the public chat on LinkedIn, if that's the best place, Shawn, I can put links to that one. And then also confirmed the date for the Dallas event, which is in fact July 9th. And there's a link to that too, if anybody would like to attend or support. And then Shawn, I'm going to Food on Demand as well. I think I shared that with you. So
yes,
that's a
fantastic
homework assignment for myself, is to tighten up my schedule and who I need to speak with. And hopefully I can catch your talk there.
Yes.
And do you have any other tips about Food on Demand? Have you been before?
I've never been to Food on Demand. I'm really excited because it seems to be a lot of there's delivery focused brands, and some of them don't show up at other shows. So like they pick this show specifically. I'm really excited about the keynote on Monday. Adam Brotman, he and Andy, I'm not sure Andy's last name, but Adam and Andy they got contracted by the Harvard Press to write a book on artificial intelligence. So they have a book that's coming out in the fall. They're giving the keynote on Monday, but Adam was responsible. He was the digital transformation leader for Starbucks. So essentially responsible for building out the Starbucks app and writing this book. Him and Andy interviewed Sam Altman of OpenAI, Bill Gates of Microsoft, Reid Hoffman of LinkedIn. So like the who's who of who's in artificial intelligence. They're going to be sharing all those secrets from the stage on Monday. We're going to have them on Restaurant Influencers after their keynote. So we're going to share all of that stuff. But AI First is the name of their book. And if that was the only thing I was doing in Vegas, I would be excited just for that. But we have obviously a lot going on.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for sharing that. Do you know what time the keynote happens? I'm kind of late to sign up at this.
Monday at 1:00, I believe.
So right when the show opens.
Right when the show opens. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm excited. I'll be there.
Yep. Awesome. Steve, takeaway, homework assignment.
Homework assignment is continue to build community relationships.
Continue to let people know that we are looking for community relationships.
And continue to build them.
Yeah. We should put a sign in the restaurant.
We should do a social media post.
We should do that too. There's lots of shoulds.
Because our TikTok's blowing up with all the videos and they're all fun. So that's all that matters.
Let's keep it going. Well, we appreciate this community. Thank you to everyone who's watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. We appreciate it. Mike and Stover, thank you guys for producing. We will catch you next week on StreamYard. Rising tide lifts all ships. Thank you all. You guys have a great day.
And thanks to our producer, Stover, aka Barbecue Hung.